kalmashapaham Strabanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhurida Janaha. This gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is the conversation that was noted and at the same time when all the direct disciples, including Ma Sharadamani Devi, was present, it was published. And they not only appreciated it, they confirmed that these words, all the words were true. Ma Sharadamani, that's why this is very, very important. Most of the scriptures that we read, we do not know whether it is exactly those words that has been uttered by the great personality or not. But here the gospel, it is really that way excellent. Yesterday was Jagannath Snana Yatra. Jagannath, you know, he is the Lord of the universe, Jagannatha, the Lord of the universe. In different way, the Hindus constantly trying to give this idea to the all people that it is all Brahman, and that Brahman, it has come in the form of goddess Kali and Shiva. That same Brahman, all pervading Brahman, in the form of Jagannatha, in the form of Radha and Krishna. Today, when you will read the pages from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and we will see how Sri Ramakrishna is describing. This Jagannatha particularly, it was Snana Yatra. We take the God in such a way as if he is leaving. And they take the Jagannath to the sea, and he will bathe in the sea, and after that he will catch cold, and then they will give medicine, and 14 days he will be taking rest, and all this. But at the same time, the idea is excellent. The abstract idea, it has been given in this form, so the ordinary people can understand that Jagannatha is having a very peculiar, very special type of image. The God is not having any legs. The God is not having the hands. God is not having the eyelids. But at the same time, he is the Jagannatha. He is the master of the whole universe. Why? Because in the Upanishad, which speaks only about the Brahman, again and again, in a different way, there we get the description, Tad ejati, Tvannoijati, Tad dure, Tad antike, Tad antarasya sarvasya, Tadu sarvasyasya bahyata. It is not telling he or she, but Tad, that, because it is consciousness. And that is here, there, in distance, in near, inside, outside, everywhere. And that is why the God is not having the legs. We need the legs to go. The feet is necessary to go from one place to another place. But God is already present. He doesn't need it. To make people aware about that, and he, the moment he is thinking, immediately everything is done. So he is not having the hands also, but he is the Shakshi Sharupa, constantly observing. That is why he is not having the eyelids. That is Jagannatha. Here we also find the same way. Today, friends, those who are regularly attending, today is the 108th offering of Kathamrita. We have already completed 107 lectures, discourses on the gospel, and has reached only up to 267 pages. Still so big are left. It goes on, it's just like a huge book. In different way, in different occasion, different ways, Sri Ramakrishna The moment he is getting some of the people nearby, understanding the capacity, he is guiding them, directing them. We will read again from here. And the 100, up to 100 in 4 CDs it has come, each series containing 25 lectures. It is, and then again after another 25, another CD will come. Today I am really very happy, because when we do the japa, we do 108. Usually the Hindus, they count 108. So today is the 108th one. And 3 more, the Master Mahasaya, who wrote the Gospel, he is mentioning, it is a Sunday, July 22nd, 1883. And here, taking the advantage of the holiday, many householder devotees visited Sri Ramakrishna in his room at the Dakshineshwar temple garden. Master Mahasaya is using the word devotee, householder, devotees. Not that they, all of them, they used to subscribe to the ideas of Sri Ramakrishna, but they were believers. So they are coming to Sri Ramakrishna to listen to him, to converse with him. That was the way to the Dakshineshwar temple garden. The young devotees, mostly students, generally come on weekdays. Sometimes the master asked his intimate disciples to come on Tuesday or on Saturday. Now, 3 categories we find. One, there is the householder devotees. Then young devotees, mainly students. And third, intimate devotees. This is the almost like an inner circle, intimate devotees, the inner circle. Why intimate? Because they are coming in close contact with Sri Ramakrishna, trying to understand his way of teaching. The discipline that he is introducing for the realization of God, they are appreciating it, trying to realize it, understanding it. That is called intimate. Sri Ramakrishna in one place said, he who has called on God sincerely at least once will come to this place. That means in the present day, the God has taken the form of Sri Ramakrishna, and now he is giving the directions to the people how to reach to the God, and that is the way it's a intimate. And the very special is, he is telling that they should come on Tuesday and Saturday. Today is the Tuesday. Why Tuesday and Saturday? Because consider very auspicious for special religious instructions. So this is very, very special. We do not understand. We cannot explain also why Tuesday, why Saturday, why not other days. It was the Sri Ramakrishna, and he used to say the Tuesday and Saturdays are very auspicious. People, if they come and pray to God, and he said to Narendranath, his young disciple, he was in difficulty, and he said, on Saturday and Tuesday, whatever you pray to Divine Mother, Mother Kali, that is answered. So go and pray to Mother Kali. So this Tuesday and Saturday, Sri Ramakrishna, he was talking with the devotees, and one devotee, Mani Mallik, he is giving the name, and we know the different type of, about them also, some of the descriptions are there. This Mani Mallik, he was a Brahma devotee. He was asking, he was telling to Sri Ramakrishna, a monk whom I met in Benares said that no religious experience is possible without the control of the sense organs. Nothing could be achieved by merely crying, God, God. And he is telling that that was the teaching of the monk. Now Sri Ramakrishna is telling, do you understand the views of teachers like him? According to them, one must first practice spiritual discipline. That is self-restraint, self-control, forbearance and the like. Their aim is to attain nirvana. Nirvana means mukti. They are the followers of Vedanta. Sri Ramakrishna immediately understanding the little confusion in through the questions of the Manimal League, that means what we will do? We are householders. We cannot self-restrain in that way. And when we are practicing self-restraint and when we don't have time. So obviously, that little confusion, what will happen to us? Immediately Sri Ramakrishna is telling, this is the path for the Vedantin. And here he is telling, an extremely difficult path, beyond the reach of the ordinary man. This is the speciality of Sri Ramakrishna. He is understanding the condition of the people. Sometimes the teachers, they will, of course they are telling the truth, but not understanding the condition of the student. Are they able to accept it? So that is the question. So this way Sri Ramakrishna, he is giving the reply, this is possible. Then he is telling, there was a Pandit who was tremendously vain. He did not believe in the forms of God. But who can understand the inscrutable way of the divine? God revealed himself to him as the primal power. This vision of Goddess Kali, the vision of Mother, made the Pandit unconscious for a long time. After regaining partial consciousness, he uttered only the sound ka, ka, ka. He could not fully pronounce Kali. So, through this, the Sri Ramakrishna's experience about a Pandit who was not accepting the form of God. And in those days, particularly 200 years, the Britishers were ruling, and naturally the rulers, they were having a lot of power. So they were going on criticizing the Hinduism, particularly pointing out that how can you worship God in the image? How the all-pervading God, who is covering the whole universe, creating the whole universe, all-pervading, all-powerful, how can he enter into an image of stone, made of stone or wood or like that? So that was the confusion. Most of the people couldn't understand that. They could not reply. So-called Hindu leaders, they could not reply. Hindus were confused. Educated people, they were trying to follow the Britishers. They were converting, many of them converting themselves into Christianity, and some were trying to protect themselves, removing the part of this image worship, which is the major part of the Hindu religion. So one lady came after visiting this Hindu temple in Lemont, and he was telling which is the real God. There are so many images. Obviously, they are confused. They do not understand. One God, we can understand. The God has created, mind is also fixed. When there are so many, to whom shall I choose? That is the confusion they always think. And in those days, knowingly they were removing. In the Veda, both are there. The Rig Veda begins with the worship of the gods and goddesses, so many list of gods and goddesses. Then afterwards, slowly, they were propagating that only the fire is the God. Then again, without that, because people won't be able to accept it. So this different type of revolutions and we can say the researches, if we do, we will find at different time different type of thoughts came, but all were guiding to one goal, that God is one and all pervading. Hindu, they accept it. God is only one. But that God can take different form because he is all powerful. And at the same time, is full of compassion. He can understand, I cannot conceive, meditate, concentrate without form. So, oh God, please, I know that you are formless. For me, accept this form so that I can see you. In the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna was listening to Krishna and he was thinking, is he really God? He is telling that he has taught the yoga to Vivashyata and all those. Then he was telling, can you please show me that figure by which you were creating, sustaining and destroying? Out of compassion and love for Arjuna, the God took that form in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Vishya Rupa Darshana. He gave that darshan, the form, before the Arjuna. And then in the same chapter, at the end of the chapter, we find Arjuna is trembling, a man like him, a hero. He was trembling and telling, please take that form with which I am familiar. Krishna once again took this. So that proves that he is all powerful and he can. And bhaktanam anukampartham brahmana rupa kalpana. This is very important. Bhaktanam, for the compassion for the devotees, anukampartham, bhaktanam anukam, brahmana, that Brahman which is all pervading, rupa kalpana. Here the master Sri Ramakrishna, he is telling in this way, and he say, another devotee said, you met Pandit Vidyasagar. What did you think of him? Pandit Vidyasagar was very famous in those days. Not that everyone could go to him. Sri Ramakrishna went, and he had his good followers. So someone wanted to know his reaction. Sri Ramakrishna was very clear about his idea. He said, Vidyasagar has both scholarship and charity, not spirituality. He never mentioned that spirituality. He is telling Vidyasagar has both scholarship and charity, but he lacks inner vision. And he said afterwards, the activities that Vidyasagar is engaged is good. In charity is very noble. There is a great deal of difference between daya, compassion, and maya, attachment. These are the two words he used, daya and maya. And what is daya? Now some people are coming and trying to help those whom they don't know at all. They are not their kith and kin, or not even there as the same faith or in the same country, the partisan neighbor, nothing. Just out of the compassion, the love, they are trying to help them, that is daya, and without any expectation. But the maya, with attachment. So we can say in this way, compassion without attachment is daya. Compassion with attachment is maya. Now Sri Ramakrishna said, the maya, is daya also a bondage? The Master Mahashaya, the writer, is asking. Yes, it is. Sri Ramakrishna said, but that concept is something far beyond the ordinary man. But daya is to be practiced, not maya. Maya only concerned for the kith and kin, his friends, his own relatives, own people, and not for others. And that is called maya, it is for bondage. But the daya, the compassion for each and every one, without any discrimination, that gives mukti. But when we are practicing daya, helping people, and at the same time not expecting anything, for the love of God, what is happening? The mind is becoming unselfish. When the mind becomes unselfish, and it takes us leaders to the God. And Swami Vivekananda gave categorically the definition of God: unselfishness is God. When one can become completely 100% unselfish, he becomes God himself. Because unselfishness means, complete unselfishness means forgetting even his own self. That is called God. When you look at these great people, the great teachers, spiritual teachers, we find that they are constantly thinking for the betterment of others. How they will get this happiness, joy, when they are in the wrong way, just like the parents, they will be feeling, how can I help them? Ma, please help me. Sri Ramakrishna is praying to the Divine Mother Kali. Please give me little health, strong health, so that I can go to house to tell people, to guide them. Otherwise they will suffer. Why? The more they are attached to the worldly things, the more the suffering will come. Physically they will be in comfort, but mentally they will be burning day and night. So I want to help them, guiding them. So this is called daya. Daya bhuteshu aloluptam mardavam ri achapalam teja shama dhriti shaucham adraho natimanita. In the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the first 3 sloka, there also the daya. Daya bhuteshu. The compassion for the beings without attachment. See, this Sri Ramakrishna is telling is good. But even then, Vidyasagar is doing out of simple compassion. Sometimes, oh, that man is suffering, let me go and help. Behind there is no philosophy. The spiritual, that is Ramakrishna mission, the introduction of the work, serving the people through the monk, was the very first time introduced by Swami Vivekananda into Hinduism. The Dasanami Sampradaya Sannyasi, we are the Dasanami Sampradaya Sannyasi, Vedantin Sannyasi. But Swami Vivekananda said, go and serve the poor, the downtrodden, the illiterate. Now you must learn how to help them. So he was giving the training also to the young sannyasins. But traditionally, thousands of years, what was the practice for the Hindu sannyasi? Go to your guru, sit at his feet, learn this thing, discrimination, Vedanta, then you go. When guru is leaving, that time also you can leave with his permission, or after his demise, after his passing away, all his devotees will go scattered and they will sit here and there and they will practice for their own liberation. Swami Vivekananda said, whom you are meditating on, Brahman, and the same Brahman has taken the human form, and they are suffering, they want your worship this moment. Why closing your eyes to see God within? Why don't you open your eyes and help them? So that all comes from this, but at the same time without attachment. If I go to help that person and at the same time becoming attached with that particular person, then there is a bondage. So constantly alert, I am going to serve the God in this body, in this form. So constant consciousness gives a wonderful force to reach God. That is what Swami Vivekananda said, through unselfish work. Through unselfish work, one can reach the same goal where Buddha reached by his knowledge, Christ by his prayer. So Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga, both are leading to that goal where one can reach by performing unselfish work, and that was necessary at that time in the society. Then here Ramakrishna mission is named Vedanta Society. Swami Vivekananda, he established the first Vedanta Society on the soil of America in New York in 1894, at that time, he didn't give the name Ramakrishna Mission. He gave the name Vedanta Society. Because here in the society, you need not to go and do that type of philanthropic work. Here the people need the knowledge of the self. They are constantly thinking that this body and the comfort of the body and this world, it has to make so comfortable, and by that way again they are suffering. And so you have to go and tell them, this is temporary, make it good for your stay, that's all right, but don't think that this is the permanent. So that way, practical Vedanta here in the West and in India and Indian Peninsula, we go to different, they don't need the religion, they need food, clothing, shelter, health care, education. So that is the reason we are doing. So Sri Ramakrishna is giving this idea, daya and maya. All through years together, it was considered as the maya and naturally the bondages. So they never touched the work, but it is not the work. And this is also again supported in the Bhagavad Gita. Sri Krishna is telling, no one can even live for a second without work. You are doing constantly the work, maybe mentally, psychologically, in your thoughts, constantly you are working. Physically you may not. So you are bound to do work because the nature will force you to work. Prakrite kriyamanani, gunai karmani sarvasha. So Prakriti, nature will force you to work. The one gentleman came today and he was saying, Swamiji, I always feel like doing something. So I was thinking if we could do here, I could do there. And you were in the far away place, how can you do it here? So you have to come, then only. His Prakriti. He is coming and trying to do, wherever he goes, he wants to do something. So that is called Prakriti. Sri Ramakrishna is giving, you are doing good work? Very good. Many people I have seen, and from America, they always think about their native village, from where they have come. They like to do something for that village. Either they are sending money or they are, why to that particular village? It is my village. Why to that group of people? It's my people, I know them. Why over there? Because when I go back, they will recognize me. Is it daya or maya? And if this is a maya, then it is bondage again. Then after spending your hard-earned dollars, of course you are doing something good, but only a little mistake, and that is again taking you. People will praise you. They will all, the moment you are reaching over there, they will honor you. That's a great joy, of course. And your progeny, your family will say, this school building was done by my uncle or father or the grandfather, and maybe that you will be having a statue over there. Of course, no one there to clean, but statue will be there. So, you may have the statue over there. All these things will happen. But the ultimate, so the gospel, that will show you. So you have to ask yourself, am I doing the work of daya or maya? That Sri Ramakrishna indirectly giving the hint. Vidyasharga was a great philanthropist. But the problem was, though he was a highly educated person, but this spiritual insight was not there, hence he was not moving towards God. So here he says, and then Sri Ramakrishna giving the answer to the question of aim, is daya also a bondage? Yes, but that concept is something far beyond the ordinary man. Daya springs from Sattva, Sattva guna. You know, the three gunas, Sattva, Raja and Tama. And these three gunas, from here only everything is coming. Sattva. Sattva preserves, Rajas create, and Tamas destroy. But Brahman is beyond the three gunas. It is beyond the Prakriti. None of the three gunas can reach truth. Listen to a story. Then again, it is his speciality. He understood Sattva, Raja, Tama. He is explaining. Now, it is difficult to understand. Immediately, he is telling a story so that people can remember. And once a man was going through a forest when three robbers fell upon him, robbed him of all his possessions. One of the robbers said, "What is the use of keeping this man alive?" So saying, he was about to kill him with his sword, when the second robber interrupted him, saying, "Oh no, what is the use of killing him? Tie him hand and foot and leave him there." The robbers bound his hands and feet and went away. After a while, the third robber returned and said to the man, "Ah, I am sorry. Are you hurt? I will release you from your bonds." After setting the man free, the thief said, "Come with me. I will take you to the public highway." After a long time, they reached the road. Then the robber said, "Follow this road. Over there is your house." At this, the man said, "Sir, you have been so good to me. Come with me to my house." Then that man also said, "Oh no." The robber replied, "I cannot go there. The police will know it." He is also a robber. Even the Sattva Guna cannot take you to Brahman, because it is also beyond. The moment you are having this guna, so we have to go, when we pray about the Sri Ramakrishna, Nirguna, Gunamaya. Nirguna, Gunamaya. Again and again in the evening, the prayer, if you have attended and if you are doing that, this is the word has been used. Nirguna, he is beyond Sattva, Raja, Tama. Again, he is Gunamaya. Why? Because he is performing the Leela. He is performing over here as an incarnation. This world itself is the forest. The three robbers here are Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. They rob a man of the knowledge of truth. Tamas wants to destroy him. Rajas bind him to the world, but Sattva rescues him under the protection of Sattva. Now, under the protection of Sattva, man is rescued from anger, passion, and the other evil tension, other evil effects of tamas. So, how the Sattva is helping us? By controlling our this anger and passion. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajoguna samudbhava, mahashana, mahapapma, viddinna iha bairinam. So, Krishna, he is giving the advice to Arjuna. Who are the enemies of a human being? Only two, Kama and Krodha. The moment the Kama, the desire comes, and if the desire is not fulfilled, comes the Krodha. Kama esha, Krodha esha. Where from they come? Where they stay? Rajoguna. That is the special quality, Rajoguna, Samudbhava. From there they are born. Maha Ashana and Maha Papma, that is the greatest enemies for the human being. The Kama, and without meeting the desired thing, Krodha. And what happens when I am angry, I am Krodha? What happens? Then I forget everything. What are the things I forget? All the impressions that I am having within me. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti bigbrahma. When the Krodha comes, when I am angry, I am literally forgetting everything. And some people, when they are angry, they like to see. If you open the newspapers, almost everywhere the stories of these Kama, Krodha, and Dhamsa. These three things are coming. One maternal uncle is suppose, I don't know, it's not proved. The police has arrested. The maternal uncle has killed the two nieces. Why? To get some property or these, nobody knows. And now he is arrested, he will be hanged. What is the result? Only for the desire. Desire to grab some property. The poor little girls, one is 13 and another is 5. They never knew anything. They believed that uncle. No, this is the thing. Now, this way, the person was thinking, nobody will know. So, this always happens, every time it happens. But still we go on doing like this. The history is the proof. But still we do. Why? Rajoguna samudbhava. First is the tama, and then comes the raja, the desire. But we never go to the protection of the sattva guna. So, we have to take the hand of the sattva guna, and it goes on like this, and it says, rescue from the clutches of the rajas and tamas. Under the protection of sattva, man is rescued from the anger and passion and other evil. Now, here, sattva cannot give him the ultimate knowledge of truth, though it shows him the road leading to the supreme abode of God. This is Sri Ramakrishna, never studied any scripture. But whatever he said, no, even the greatest scholars could contradict. Why? Because this knowledge came from within. His revelations, and that is called Veda. Veda is not that someone is creating out of from his intellect. He is sitting and then imagining and then writing. All the great writers only imagining. Some story background is there, over that they will be all developing, and through the different type of using the wonderful words, they are becoming very popular and then bestseller. But Veda is not like that. It's the revelation, the knowledge within. That's why I have given the name Panchama Veda. This is the 5th Veda, because already we are having 4. Rik, Sham, Yajur, Atharva. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Kathamrita, in Hindi it's called Vachanamrita, is the 5th. Because this knowledge didn't come from any intellectual way, it's from the revelation. What Brahman is cannot be described. Even he who knows it cannot talk about it. There is a saying that a boat, once reaching the black waters of the ocean, cannot come back. In the olden days, people used to talk like that. So, he is just using that. But no one can express what is Brahman, because it is beyond time, space and causation. Anything that we like to explain should come within this. And that is why the sages like Jadabharata and Dattatreya, after realizing Brahman, could not describe it. A man's eye completely disappears when he goes into samadhi after attaining the knowledge of Brahman. Now, he goes on telling about the Brahman. The mind must completely merge itself in that knowledge, and that is called Brahman. Here, when you see the Taittiriya Upanishad, we find a Bhrigu, the son of a famous Rishi, Varuna. The Bhrigu, the son, he is also the student. And the Varuna is the father, at the same time he is the teacher. So, the son is going to his father, not as a son to his father, but as a student to his master, and asking, what is Brahman? Please explain. Then his father, the master, is giving this way, Yatova imani bhutani jayante, ena jatani jivanti, yat prayanta abhisambhisanti abhisambhishanti tat vijignyasasya tad brahmeti. That is Brahman. Sri Ramakrishna said it is impossible to describe Brahman. And here the father is giving in a roundabout way. You ask, he is telling, try to know well that from which all these beings taken birth. Yatova imani, these bhutani being jayante, taken birth, from which? Again, that by which they live, ena jatani jivanti, and that by which they live, that towards which they move and into which they merge, that is Brahman. Yat prayanta abhisambisanti iti tad vijigyasasya. About that you ask yourself. That means you have to find out, you have to inquire, you have to go deep, and then you have to find out. That is the answer. So Brahman cannot be described, and here Sri Ramakrishna is going on describing this, about telling this, that no one can say, but we should try to understand, because one can understand it. How? By following the instructions that has been given by the realized souls. And slowly, I said to Keshav, you should accept the Divine Mother, the primal energy. Brahman is not different from its Shakti. See, this is the way, very simple way, very special way, very attractive way one can reach to the Brahman. So that is why Sri Ramakrishna is introducing it. The Keshav was the leader of the Brahma Samaj. Many of you know the Brahma Samaj. That time it was in the eastern India, very powerful spiritual movement, religious movement. They accepted Brahman, they accepted Hinduism, the Veda, without any form. Particularly they were against image worships, and Mahakali, they could not think of it. Even the Rabindranath Tagore, who was also the member of the Brahma Samaj and the leader of the Brahma Samaj, he couldn't accept that. He could not help or shake hand with Swami Vivekananda, because he was the follower of Mahakali. So Sri Ramakrishna here is giving, you should accept. He is asking whom? Keshav Sen. And Keshav was so famous. The primal energy, Brahman is not different from its Shakti. Its Shakti. Brahman and Shakti. What is Brahman is also Shakti. Brahma and Shakti are totally one, and there is no second. So this he is telling again and again. As long as a man remains conscious of the body, he is conscious of the duality. The moment I am thinking this body, I consciousness, of course it is a duality. I am different from you. The moment I am thinking I am different from you, duality. Then how can I say that I am not going to accept the duality? So this is the argument of Sri Ramakrishna. It is only when a man tries to describe what he sees that he finds difficulty. Keshav later recognized Kali. This is very important. The statement of Sri Ramakrishna. Keshav, the leader of the Brahma Samaj, later recognized Kali. He accepted Goddess Kali. Swami Vivekananda, when he was a young boy, he was also under the influence of the Brahma Samaj. He also refused to accept Goddess Kali. And those who have studied the biography of Swami Vivekananda, you know. When he was in difficulty, then Sri Ramakrishna helped him. How? He said, you better go and pray to Goddess Kali. All through the life he was refusing. But when he was in great difficulty, his mother and the brothers, they were starving. There was not a morsel of food. Then what to do? And Sri Ramakrishna told that I am not going to pray for you. You have to pray yourself. And he told, I don't believe Kali. That's why I am asking you to pray on my behalf. Oh, no, you go. Under that circumstances, when he went, what he saw is not that image. In Dakshineswar, still the same image is there, till now. And he saw not that stone image, but the Divine Mother living, and she is standing. That was the realization of Narendra. Not once, thrice, in the same day. He came back. Again Sri Ramakrishna told him, better again go, 3 times. he realized that, and he was full of joy. It says that when you realize God, what happens? Tremendous joy, excellent, wonderful joy. And to express that, he told Sri Ramakrishna, can you please teach me a song that I can sing? So he taught him that song. And here he says that Keshav also accepted. One day when Keshav came here with his disciples, I said to him, I would like to hear him preach. He delivered a lecture in the Chandni. You know that Chandni is a place from where usually people they go down to touch the water of the Ganges. There is a small room. People used to sit on that in those days. It's still there, the Chandni. Then we all sat by the bathing ghat and had a long conversation. And this statement is very important. I said to him, it is Bhagavan alone, God alone, who is one form appears as a bhakta, and in another as Bhagavata, the book. And that is why Bhagavan, Bhakta, Bhagavan, and he said, please repeat, Bhagavat, that is the scripture, Bhakta, the student, and Bhagavan, they are the same. The same God taking three different forms, in the form of a scripture, the revelation of the rishis, he is teaching the bhakta, the disciple, the aspirant, the mumukshu, the student who is trying to realize God. The same God taking the form of a student, taking the form of a guru, scripture, and then ultimately the Bhagavan. So Bhagavat, Bhakta, Bhagavan. This is Sri Ramakrishna, unparalleled. The way he explained things, so critical things, so complicated things, very simple. All these three things, I am also the same God. At this moment, I do not know. The one boy is going over there. I heard one person, he was arrested wrongly by the police. And then he understood, if I know the law, I can fight. I can give the argument before the judge. He started studying the law there in the jail itself. And then one after another, he graduated. Then he told that I am going to, once again, you have to open my file and I am going to plead on my behalf. He pleaded. He proved that he was innocent. So that is the knowledge. When he went inside the bar, behind the bar, what he was ignorant. But he had that capacity to gain the knowledge. And he took the help of the law books. And he realized those, accumulated those, and then argued on his behalf. The same way, when you come to God, we are all afraid. And shall I cross this or shall I not? Some people, they are very fond of crossing it. When nobody is here, they will come and touch at least inside and they feel, oh, this white place is the most holy place than this carpeted. So this way we always think, no, each and every place is holy, holier than everything, and that is me. I am holier than. That is, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, it is extremely difficult to go beyond the three gunas. One cannot reach that state without having realized God. The man dwells in the realm of Maya. Maya does not permit him to see God. It has made him a victim of ignorance. So, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning the word Maya, which is very, very difficult to explain. He is using the word, the terminology Maya, very difficult to explain. And according to Monier Williams, there is a dictionary, and it says from the Vedic period, this Maya word has been used. And the meaning of the Maya is illusion, unreality, deception, trick, magic, etc. But the Indian scholars do not agree to this definition. They say, no, it is not. It's totally different. we can feel Maya. We can understand this is Maya. What I am seeing, what I am thinking, I am trying to accept it in this form, but it is not really. That is called Maya. But I saw, I felt, I touched. It is my realization, we can say, but it is not in reality. That is called Maya. Sometimes they will give the example of the mirage. The people who are there in the desert, they are thirsty, they want water, and suddenly they see the water over there, a pond full of water. Not only water, the camels, tents, people, dead trees, everything is there. Then they go, and when they try to jump into the water, the poor fellow realizes that it is all his own mental creation, and that is called Maya. Maya is like that. It is not there, but we feel it is there. So that is called Maya. And Maya, it has been explained by the Vedantin, is having two power: covering power, avarana shakti. Then again, throwing something else on that, vikshepa shakti, avarana and vikshepa. So where from this come? This is called again the power of God. It is with the power. But if it is coming from the God, is God also like us under the spell of Maya? No. That is why they say Ishvara, the God, is Mayadhisha. He is the Isha. Isha means the master. Master of the Maya. He is controlling Maya. He is ruling the Maya. Maya is only under his control. But Jiva, Maya Adhina. We are under that. So that is only difference. He is controlling Maya and Maya is controlling us. He is the elusive, all this power that he is having, he is using on us. What we should have to do? Then again, who can remove this? In the Bhagavad Gita again, it says, if you are becoming my devotee, coming to me, trying to understand me, listening my words, following my words, then I will remove that Maya. Mayam etam tarantite. I will help you to cross this Maya, because I have created this Maya. I know how to remove it. So that is all Maya. And this September 11, we are going to, every year we observe this, and we call it as a special function, what's called? A fall banquet. The fall banquet, that again this time also we are going to do that. It will be in Meadows Club, is a beautiful place at the big hall. One gentleman is coming from America. He is the son of a famous magician, and he will be showing, he will be depicting all that happened in the 11th September here at the Swami Vivekananda's life, that through light. So leisure show will be there, or whole thing, as if the Vivekananda is there standing, giving the lecture, etc., etc. But it is not there. So that is called Maya. If a child looks at that, and when we were all very young kids, we used to go to observe the movies, and the Turgeon movies, in our time it was very famous, and the Turgeon is standing like this, and the lion is slowly coming, and we used to shout, Turgeon, tiger is behind you, forgetting that it is a movie. That is called Maya. So we take that thing as so real. So Maya, this is Maya. And then Sri Ramakrishna will be mentioning about the yogamaya. I do not know whether we will be able to reach up to that. So that which is Shyama is also Brahman. Why does the Divine Mother have a black complexion? One person is asking this question. Before we go to that, I think it is already 8:30, so we will conclude over here. To Master Mahashaya, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, one must accept forms of God. Master Mahashaya, he was very close to Sri Ramakrishna. And Master Mahashaya, Sri Ramakrishna understood that he will not misunderstand him. So he was always careful to guide him. Once Master Mahashaya came to Sri Ramakrishna and told, yesterday I saw a dream. In that dream I saw that I am inside water, I am drowning. Suddenly I found the Brahmin is crossing, walking on the water. Then I told, how come that you are walking? Then he said, there is a bridge inside the water, you can see that. So you follow me and then you will reach to me, and I am going to Bhavanipur. Bhavani, the goddess. The Pura means that city, town. So I am going to the place where the goddess lives. You also follow me, and then I will meet you over there. The Master Mahashaya followed Sri Ramakrishna. Now, through Master Mahashaya, he is asking all human beings, this is very important, one must accept the forms of God. Do you know the meaning of the image of Jagadhatri? The symbolism, only he took the name Jagadhatri, Durga, Kali, Jagadhatri, Ganesha, Vishnu, these are all symbols. And if we can understand the symbols of God, we will find it's nothing but the Brahman itself. So Jagadhatri, she is the barrier of the universe, the bearer of the universe. The Divine Mother, Jagadhatri, reveals herself in the heart of one who can control the mind. So he is holding. What is the holding? What is dharma? Dharma means dharan, holding. What? The human qualities. When a human falls down means what? He goes down to the level of the animals. His mind only goes to the level of the body. And he is always trying to find out joy for the body. So that is called fall. And then when the mind comes up and goes to the soul, that is called uttaran. And that is the reason the avatar comes. And here it says, Divine Mother Jagadhatri reveals herself to whom? Who can control the mind, which may be compared to an elephant. What is the mind? If you have seen the image of Jagadhatri, he is actually controlling an elephant. An elephant, mona, matta hati. Hati means the elephant. What is the mana? The mind. And what type of elephant? Was drunk and a powerful animal. And it is drunk, it is not knowing what it is doing. So that is that type of mind. Now we have to control. How? The mind is a mad elephant. Rakal means, afterwards Swami Brahmananda commented, Master, therefore the lion, the carrier of the Divine Mother, keeps it under control. So if you see the image, you can understand. The lion now, here the rajas, the power, controlling that mind. Now you have to, and that with the help of that, why does the Divine Mother have a black complexion? Someone is asking about the goddess Kali, but I think we should stop over here. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you can please ask, and then we will conclude. Okay, then let us conclude with this stotra. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa drita vikraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namama. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.